How's it going there, folks? This is AppleTech coming at you guys with the first episode of Ask AppleTech. If you guys don't know what this is where you ask me questions that I answer. It can either be personal, tech related, or just anything you want to know about myself. Today I will be separating the questions such as personal, tech related, and the questions that were asked on Twitter. So that also means that you guys can leave me questions on Twitter. Just make sure to tweet me at AppleTechHelping. Just leave the hashtag AskAppleTech and your question could be answered on the next episode. So folks, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started.
Personal questions.
So the first question comes from Packy857. He says, I always thought you were like a real nerd looking guy, but you look cool. Well, I guess thanks. Like when I first started off, many people thought I was black. They thought I was white because I never really showed my face, so they never knew who I really was. But I'm half Mexican, half Peruvian, so that could answer your question. So let's move on to the next one. Next question comes from Aaron M118. Do you have a job besides YouTube? Well, I do have a side job. Well, it's kind of like my, not main job, but YouTube, I don't really count it as a job because it's kind of like a hobby for me. I like doing it, and to me, whatever you like doing is not really a job. It's more of, I call it a hobby. But onto the question itself. My side job, I do work at KFC for the meantime. Yes, I do work at KFC. That's kind of like my side job for now because I am starting to make money on YouTube. So I kind of enjoy it and deciding if I should keep my other job, which is KFC. So yeah. Next question comes from Tech Me Out, and she says, which network do you recommend to partner with, or is it better to partner on your own? Now this is a tough question for most people. It really depends on where you're at on YouTube. If you have a ton of subscribers, you may get to partner by yourself. That means with no network. But if you're just starting out and say you have like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, the better thing is to partner with a network such as Fullscreen. Revision 3 is a good network to partner with, but you have to be at a certain subscriber range. But for Fullscreen, you don't have to have that much subscribers, but you do have to have some. But the only bad thing about a network is they do take a little cut out of your money if you guys plan on making money on YouTube. But it's not that big, and the good thing is when you're with a network, you also get sponsors, so that could be a good thing as well. I am partnered with Fullscreen, and I gotta say it's pretty good. Next question comes from Caesar Tech Vids. He says, what state do you live in? Well, the state that I live in is California. The city is Oakland, and many people may call it ghetto, which it probably is, but I really like the weather out here. It's better than living in the southern states. No disrespect for people who live down south, such as Texas, which is, I gotta say, is pretty hot. I did live out there for a couple years, so yeah. Next question comes from the Juan7630. His question is, how old are you? Well, right now I'm 17 years old from when you're watching this video, like right when it gets posted. But my birthday comes out in October 3rd. That's when I turn 18. So yeah, just one more year until I'm 18, and we're gonna get our jiggy on. Nah, just playing. But yeah, I am 17 for right now, and yeah, many people may say that's young for the stuff I'm doing, but every new generation is going to be a slight more advanced than the other. So next question comes from Ace Khan. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but do you play League of Legends? The only problem with that is I kind of stopped playing video games because, I don't know, I just didn't find them interesting, but I probably would play it if I would like probably, I guess, get my hands on it, but I don't really kind of know what that is. So that probably answers a little bit more questions that were in there, such as PSP games or Call of Duty. I just don't really play game systems anymore. I'm mostly just on the internet. Yeah, I'm a geek. Next question comes from DKA069. He says, do you intend to do YouTube as a job? Well, that's pretty easy. Yeah. Alright, next question comes from Mystery Person 852. He says, are your hands big enough to hold a basketball if you only grasp it with one hand from the top? They're not that big, are they? Let me try it out. So, let's see. See if I can get this. 1 second. I can do this. Okay, I can't do it. But yeah, my hand's not that big, but it was worth a try. So, I guess since I can hold it like this for like a couple seconds, but not that much. So as you guys can see, I can't grasp it with my hand. Now it's time for some
tech questions.
First question comes from the EU's Bio 16. Says, do you know any cheap iPod 4 generations for about $50 to $90? Please. The thing with that is I checked on Amazon and eBay, and the lowest you can get it is about $130 used. Depending on how you want the iPod, either used or new, you're not gonna get it for $50 or $90. You can check Craigslist, that's your best bet, but it's gonna be used. So yeah. Next question comes from SuperDozer7. He says, should I get a MacBook Air or 21.7 inch iMac? I use mostly everything such as browsing, editing, and Facebook or Twitter. It's kind of hard to answer because I am a PC user. Haven't really messed with the Macs that much, but it kind of really depends on you if you want a portable or something just to stay at home as the iMac. Both do a good job on browsing the web, editing, and Facebook or Twitter. So as I said, it just depends on you, and I do plan on getting a MacBook Pro in the near future. It just, they cost a lot of money. Next question comes from Obey Diablo. It says, how do I make my iPod 4G faster without using fake lockup? Now, kind of an easy question in the aspect where the only best thing to make your iPod 4G faster, depending if it's an 8, 16 gig, is just to keep your apps and your tweaks at a minimum. So only use what you really want or what you really need, such as things that you use every day. It's not really much in anything but just maintaining your iDevice and deleting the apps that you don't really play with that's been there for like a month or so. So it's kind of like just maintain your iPod and it should run faster. The multitasking, when you delete stuff from the multitasking, that doesn't really work. But the only thing is just to, as I said, maintain your device. Next question comes from JiggleSaw100. He says, hey man, I got a question. Is there a tweak that takes out the video inside the music app and still have the video app? Now, a while back, I did see a tweak that actually separated the iPod from the music and the video. So if you guys don't get the question, it just simply means you have the iPod app, which was on iOS 4, and he wants to separate the music with the video. So he wants to have two separate apps. There was a tweak that did that. There is a tweak that does the opposite of that, which is called Unified iPod, that turns both of them into the iPod, which doesn't answer your question, but if you guys were wondering, yeah.
Twitter questions.
Now the first Twitter question comes from RM Montage. He says, why did you choose AppleTech Helping as your nickname? Now this is pretty funny because it just was a random choose. Of course, I like messing with Apple products such as the iPhone and the iPad. It had to be tech related, which is from my channel, and I just figured helping people, such as showing them tweaks, apps, any tutorials that come my way, just to show you guys. So I kind of mixed that all into one word. Some people say, why did you put one H instead of two for helping in tech? It just went together, so I was like, hey, AppleTech Helping. But I go by AppleTech instead of AppleTech Helping. It's just too long, just cut off the helping. But that's how I chose it, and pretty good question. Next Twitter question comes from Kyle's Tech, very good friend of mine. He says, who made your YouTube background? This is pretty easy because I like making my own YouTube backgrounds. I like experimenting with, I use GIMP. If you guys don't know what GIMP is, it's kind of like a free Photoshop. So I use that to make all my YouTube backgrounds. The partner background that I have right now, I made that one. So if you guys like that one, you guys can give this video a thumbs up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I saved this last question for last is because I get this question asked a lot. I'm talking about like 20 times a day per week. So it's like every single day when I check on my YouTube or on my Twitter, people are always asking me what font are you using, such as in all of my other videos, my tweak videos, my app videos. They ask, what's your font? So this question comes from Francisco0123. He says, what is the name of your font you use on your iPhone? So this is funny because it's not, I don't want to answer all of you guys. It's just I get this question so much that it's like I don't feel like answering a question that I already answered. And the font that I actually use is called Laffy Taffy Comic Pro. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's how it sounds to me. But I'll have it on the screen. So if you guys wanted to know, if you guys were asking that question, now you guys know that was my font for all of my other videos. I don't really use by the font anymore, but if you guys want that one, as I said, Laffy Taffy Comic Pro, you just search it up in Cydia and it will pop up. So guys, that mostly concludes episode 1 of Ask AppleTech. Like always, you guys can leave your comment right now if you guys want your question to be answered in next week's video. You guys can always drop me a question on Twitter. As I said, just leave the hashtag AskAppleTech and I will answer it in the next video. So folks, that's mostly it for this video. All links to my social networks and website will be in the description below, so you can check that one out. I actually do have a Google Plus account, so you can circle me on there, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, or you can even follow me on Instagram if you want to. I post pretty good pictures and even pictures of the videos that I'm editing ahead of time. So hey, there you go. That's mostly it. You guys know me. I'm AppleTech. Catch you guys in the next one.